Started off as a mother duck with 12 babies. Now she's got one. Nature's not always kind, is it? The pakikos and the hawks have eaten her babies. I'm sure the eel's got the odd one too. Over here, Bruno's in his favourite place. He always goes to there. There's something in the grass in that area every morning he goes to, and he eats a bit. It's got something in it he needs. Down here, Poe, who's pregnant and doesn't realise she's actually got breast cancer, which I only found out yesterday, is quite happy. She's happy in the knowledge of nothing. Ignorance is bliss. It'll probably kill her. One thing about a bitch dog, if it has cancer, while it's pregnant, the cancer doesn't get any worse. It's nature's way of making sure they go on to breed, but her days are numbered. All our days are numbered, really. Pace down here, tried his new rip gear on the last 2 days. Leave it! Don't touch! Good prey drive in pink, but that's not the prey we're after. Pace had his rip gear on the last 2 days in a row. It did restrict him on going uphill. It was great for treating him like a rope dog, but as far as going on the find and getting his own pig, it just didn't work out at all. Did it, Pace? He just couldn't get uphill fast enough. Tails wagging. The dogs are all hunted out. B will be absolutely stuffed. He's just had 2 days full on hunting and did some good things and some bad things. The only bad thing he really did was he caught a hare. Not his fault, he's full of that breed that is bred to chase after hare. It's in his makeup. Very hard to train out of him. And I'm not losing too much sleep over that. We've got a probably about an 80-pound sow the first day, and the second day Simon's main dog Dot got a kill. Oh, what's disturbed the sheep over there? They're all moving. This is always a good thing to have the dogs around when the sheep on the run like that, because it tests their stock proofing and if they show any interest. Bruno's just slowing right down these days. Sometimes he doesn't even come for the walk. I suspect he's got arthritis in the front. And his back end's okay, which generally with bigger dogs it gets a bit wobbly. Each day this lipoma just gets bigger, but that doesn't matter. It might be causing him a little bit of discomfort, I don't know. And Pink, who's doing everything that you would expect a dog that hasn't had much training is doing. She's had some basic training from me and a little bit of stock proofing, but she hasn't been on an animal yet. Well, not one that she's got by herself. She's had a wee yap at a pig being contained by the other dogs. But she'll be going to a good home very soon. A patron will be getting her. And if you are a Patreon of mine, then remember I will look after you. It's my first priority to look after patrons and their needs and answer their questions and help them. Leave it! Don't touch! Leave it! Leave it! Leave it! Pink! Don't touch. What are you doing? Hey? Leave the rabbits. Hey? You bad dog. He didn't chase after it, he flushed it. Leave the rabbits. Stock proofing right while I'm talking. He can't help it, he flushed that. And she chased it. And no! Don't touch. Time to correct it now. A hot collar would have been better than me shouting at it, because they know that next time I'm not around, the master's not there to correct it. This is where the hot collar for stock proofing is good. Good boy Pace. Good girl Poe. Poe not going anywhere near it. She's pretty much, well, I was going to say she's bomb proof, but since she's been pregnant, she's been targeting other species, and that's natural. What's all the noise about, mate? You got babies somewhere, eh? You trying to call your partner in, or are you trying to warn everybody we're here? Paradise ducks are the scourge of us hunters, particularly deer stalking or pig hunting, sneaking into an area. This is what they do. You go into an area and they are like the alarm going off, letting everything else in sight know that you're there. They're a warning bell. I'm going to miss this little dog, Pink. I'm glad she's going to a good home, a good hunting home, but she's actually got a lot of good attributes. You can see she's interested in the duck. She's interested in everything. Once she knows that pigs are the target species, she'll be an amazing little pig dog. She's bred very well. And these pups go for $1,000 each, the bitches. That's as a pup stage when they're like 3 months old. I bought her off Wade Water, I paid for her. And I had high hopes for her, but I really want to give her to Sneak, because Sneak's a good bastard. He's a true hunter, looks after his dogs well, and he looks after his mates well. Good family man, and a bloke that will make her into a great pig dog, so I've got no problem about shifting her on. She wants to get that duck, she's looking at it. This is actually what we want. We want high prey drive in our dogs. We just have to correct them when they hit the non-target species. It's not like if a dog chased after a sheep you should get pissed off. Just tell yourself this is natural and all I've got to do now is do my work. And if a dog catches a sheep, it's no one's fault but the owner. And you may do all your stock proofing right and it still may catch a sheep. Because there's something you've missed out, something you've not done quite right, something you've just not quite got on top of. You've got to do your punishment on intention. That rabbit that just ran before was a little bit too late. If I'd known what was going on, I hadn't been talking in the camera, I'd been watching B, I would have corrected him before it even flushed it. But that was my fault again, and it is human error. A lot of us do make mistakes without even realising it. It's just the nature of being human. Anyway, here you go. I'll turn the camera around so you can see my tired face. After 2 days of solid hunting, I'm in I call this zone my chill zone. Because there's nothing that quite gets me more chill than a couple of days of hard out hunting, and the body's exhausted, the mind feels content, and it's a feeling that you can't get any other way. Well, I can't get any other way. I don't know what it is. You know, when I was younger I used to take all sorts of chemicals and drugs to feel like this. Uppers and downers. These days I'm drug free. Occasionally the odd whiskey and coffee would be the only drugs I have. I guess you can call tea a drug too. But it leaves me feeling very chill after it, and I think it's a very natural thing for, as I say, us men. I don't want to sound sexist. Women probably experience it too, but on a different way. Women are built so differently to us. We tend to go hard out and push ourselves to the max to try and get that kill, whatever it is, and then we sit back and relax. Women, of course, have never been allowed to stop in the history of us human beings because they've always got children to look after. So they're creatures that I think in a lot of ways have more stamina than us. I think they somehow manage to utilise their energy better. Whereas us guys will just go hard and crash. Well, not all of us, but quite a few of us. And as we get older, here's the cool thing. I mean, getting old to drag. I don't buy a lot of people the golden years, you know. As you get older, you lose your hearing. My hearing's nothing like it used to be. Your eyesight, you lose muscle mass, you lose a lot of your senses, and eventually you grow old and get sick and die. You know, the golden years are when you can use your body, I reckon. But there is one thing that we do actually get in our 50s that I've noticed, our stamina increases. I've noticed that I can go all day, and she is watching another rabbit. Look at that there. And she saw me and she came off, she had a paw up, she was actually pointing it. Now she's pretending she saw nothing. So yes, we do increase our stamina, and some of the best adventure races, these guys that do these ridiculous, you know, like 100-mile run, think about that. How many marathons is that? These guys can be in their 50s because they've learnt the art of managing their energy resources and built up stamina. And of course there's physical things that have happened. The tendons and sinews have become sort of tough in some way, but now I can remember when I was in my teens and my 20s, boy could I run forever. So I don't know, it's be nice to be pain free again, but that's a part of the nature and the balance of how we are, and we're supposed to grow old and sick and die eventually. A lot of us die before our time, and that's something that I'm interested in not doing. Having battled cancer and won it, I'm now very much these days looking at the best diet. I'm actually still in rehabilitation. I will be for another 6 months to possibly 18 months even. It can go 2 years after the sort of surgery I've had. But there's also something to gain when you lose something. And sometimes we don't make any shift in our life whatsoever. We'll keep on repeating the same bad pattern, whether it's an eating pattern or a mental pattern, or it could be a physical, something we're abusing ourselves without realising it. And then a crisis comes along and challenges us and forces us outside of our comfort zone to rethink and set our lives on a different path. And that's a survival mechanism. And these ducks know I've got no bloody rifle. They'll go right around me. I've got no gun at least, no shotgun. Po come, be come. Yeah, they're just having their fun. So we get forced into this situation, but not everybody does. Not everybody's quite that open-minded. And the case of a bloke here I know who's just lost a leg, and going to lose another one soon, drinks 4 to 5 flagons of beer every day and developed diabetes type 2. Didn't change anything, kept on drinking, and now he's going to lose another leg. And some people just settle on the path they're on, almost like they're on a path of self-destruction. So this morning's reflections after hunting are this: feeling content, feeling grateful to be alive, not really keeping my eyes on the dogs while I'm talking. Get in, Pink, she's watching that rabbit again. Just going to be a good big dog. Gratitude, to be able to feel the sun, talk freely to people that are like-minded like yourselves, and be still, not try to think too much, just be aware. This is one of the reasons, and you guys don't even know it sometimes. Most of you are aware of it, but a lot of you don't know that one of the reasons that you really love hunting is not just the kill, it's not just the hunt, but it's something else that also goes on a much deeper level inside you. And folk that don't hunt will never get this. When we are hunting, we're actually meditating. We're in the zone. We're concentrating on everything other than our own thoughts, which is how we're supposed to be. These days we've got too much sit down time and think about ourselves time. And you know, I've never ever been happy thinking about myself, and I bet you haven't either. People that think about themselves and you know what I can do better, you know, get in, Po. I've never ever been, I've been happy thinking about other people, but never myself. When we're hunting, what are we thinking about? We think about wind direction, think about noise, smell. Our senses are very alert, and we're in that zone. We're out there and we're aware that everything we do is going to either make or break a successful hunt. A very deep, primitive thing that's been a part of us for thousands of years is how we got today. So we go into the zone. You're not thinking about paying the Powerball, or I haven't done my tax papers yet, or I've got that fine to pay, or your relationship that went wrong with your woman, or you are thinking about nothing other than being zoned in and totally aware of your surroundings. And the most successful hunters I know are very good at switching off and switching on to the environment, getting in and doing that. You know, it's something which puts me in a very peaceful place. I get away from all the bullshit, I get away from all the negativity, I get away from thinking and just feeling on a very deep level. So today, after 2 days of hunting, my mind is still clear, and it's like it's been defragged on the computer. Everything's been cleared out, and now I've got a clear canvas to start planning my next adventure, my next thought. And often when we're planning things, we're in the comfort of our home, or in this case the comfort of back on the farm, and we don't think about the discomfort we're going to suffer when we go out and do that mission. And if we did, we probably wouldn't do as many missions as we have done in the past. But one of the things about happiness is this. There's different types of happiness, you know. Go and have a coffee with your mate in the corner and a good belly laugh, that's chilled out, that's happy, that's fun. Or what about at the top of a mountain, you haven't eaten for 2 days, you're in a tent, it's freezing cold, you're trying to keep your body warm, you're surviving, you've got a little bit of meat left from your kill that you've been saving, and you're trying to think of a way to get a fire going to cook that meat because you haven't eaten for a couple of days, and you're like, it's just an impossible situation. The rain's coming down hard on your tent, and you just can't get that fire going outside. It's just a really impossible situation, and your brain starts to wind right up, and then you find an over rock hang somewhere, you get under that there and you get some dry sticks and you get that fire going, and you sit and you finally get to cook that meal of that meat that you have been keeping that you couldn't cook on that mountain. And you're on the side then, you're sitting back for that moment, and you forget all your hardship, all your pain, and you're feasting on that meat. And I've been in that situation, and for that moment, that's another happiness that you can only achieve by doing the hard yards and suffering. I like that sort of happiness, because that one there stretches me. It confronts my who I am. I find out the bones of who I am. Am I really as tough as I think I am? Sometimes I'm not as tough as I think I am, and I fall down and fail. But when you get in those situations, they're things you will think about for the rest of your life. And they're not comfortable. I like those situations. And I want to do more of those situations before I die. And they get harder as you get older. But this piece of jelly between your ears hopefully gets smarter as you get older. That's today's thoughts. Today's snap vlog. As you can see, the dogs are pretty chill. The ones that have been hunted. And so am I. This little dog here who stayed behind, she's not chill. She's still trying to find something to catch. Yep, down the rabbit hole. She'd love to. I'm going to feed the dogs and make a coffee and plan my next mission. Be good. If you can't be good, be careful. And I'll leave you of an image of the boar's head that's now been nearly 4 weeks hanging up. Each day nature carves a little bit more away from it. And as you can see, the rats are doing their work on the hide of it. You couldn't do that any other way. I don't know if you can see that, it's pretty dark. Yeah, she's not much left. Eventually it'll be all bone dry. Still looking for something down here. Good dogs. Good dogs. See you later. Come on, Bruno.